Going on, y'all? It's with Corpus Christi Originals. In this podcast, we have as our guest Lirone Speaks. He is a motivational speaker into fitness, weightlifting, football. He's a kinesiology major, and he talks a little bit about his Christian faith. This is something that you're interested in. Stay tuned to the podcast. Hey, what's going on, Lirone? Welcome to the show.
How you doing?
How did you feel when we first initially invited you onto the show?
Honestly, I was like, what? Me invited to a podcast? I mean, I'm pretty known some areas. I know a lot of people know me sometimes. But when these messaged me, I was like, what? I'm like, I was excited, but I was nervous at the same time because I mean, I love to talk. I could talk. I love it.
That's cool. So whenever you talk to people, I mean, do you feel yourself like how do you feel yourself communicating with people? Like I don't know, like some people could just be uplifting, could be like negative. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
How do you find yourself talking to people?
I feel like when I talk to people, I'm very understandable. Like I can understand a lot of people's situations. And I'm an uplifting person. I'm very optimistic, super optimistic. I mean, that's just my background as a Christian and whatnot. I was always told at 3 years old that I was a old soul. So ever since then, I've been talking. I was never like this. I was a shy kid in school. No one like I don't talk or whatever. But then when I got a job at I want to say 14 or 15, and then when I got my first job, I was working at Best Western, and my boss was like, "You need to start talking." I was like, "I don't know if I can do
Wow.
that." And then ever since then, I love it. I love it.
That's cool. That's cool, man. It's like your last name speaks for itself.
Yes. I know my
Yeah.
last
So
name.
you,
Yeah,
yeah,
no one
Lirone
believes me
speaks.
because that's my last name. Like, look at my ID. It's there. It's on my birth certificate. That's my last name.
That's cool, man. I like it. Awesome, man. So so wow, you were born and raised in Louisiana, New Orleans?
Yes, it was.
And so you moved over here as a response to Katrina.
Yes, '05, Katrina happened, so we witnessed the whole thing. I remember like yesterday. Um,
Right.
I want to say like the day before Katrina, my mom was like, "There's no school tomorrow," and I was like,
Hmm.
"Oh, okay, cool. There's no school." I mean, I'm only 8 years old. I'm like, "Okay,
Hmm.
there's no school, whatever,"
Yeah.
and so the following day, we had my cousins of 8. They stood the night, and their mom they came and stayed the night. And then my mom, she was a single parent at the time, and then she had me. I was 8, and then my sister was I want to say she was 5. And then my younger sister was 2 years old. She just turned 2, and that day I remember everything, seeing so much, going through that, and then trying to survive in the midst of like hurricane and trying to survive where people don't want you where they're at, because a lot of people they will say, oh no, you can't stay here because they have a 2-story building, but it's like we live in a 1-story apartment, and like how are we going to survive, like literally. The water was at the roof of my house. Like it was, it was bad. I seen it all, I witnessed it all, and then we was there for a while. They allowed us to stay for a night, and then the rescue boats that came to pick us up on the bridge, and all we had was what we could fit in the bag, and we had trash bags full of stuff. We had bags of chips. We had some sandwich stuff like that, but that wasn't gonna last us that long. We had a fridge, and some of my cousins didn't have shoes. It's hot the next day after a hurricane all the time. It happens everywhere. So it was like I want to say maybe 90, 95 degrees, maybe felt like 110. And
Mhm.
some of my cousins didn't have shoes, and some of us don't have any clothes like that. And
Yeah.
my youngest sister and cousin, they just became potty trained, and then they have to relearn, like they have to like just use the restroom on themselves
Wow.
because they just learn how to potty train. Um, so
Crazy, man.
it's been a lot. It's been a lot, but I mean it's a blessing in disguise. So I don't really complain about it.
Yeah, man. That's definitely hardship that a lot of us have not experienced, and just like to hear your side of it. Even if at a young age you can remember those
Mhm.
types of things. It's like that has an impact on your life, you know. Uh,
Hmm.
yeah, would you say that has helped you to become the person you're becoming?
Yes, I feel like they helped me, tremendously. Because I feel like if that didn't happen, where would I have been? Who I would have been out there? It's a bad environment in New Orleans already, and it's a
Right.
lot of young adults, young men who gets hurt and stuff like that. So it's like, how would I have been if I stood and the hurricane never happened? I think about it sometimes, like, would I be the same person I am? Like, would I be this genuine person who's honest and uplifting, motivational speaker who likes to coach, who plays football? Like, will I be the same guy? So I think about it quite often, but I don't think I would have been the same if the hurricane didn't happen. So I'm actually blessed that it happened. Things happen for a reason. That's my life motto. So
It definitely can be a blessing, like in disguise, if you don't notice it, man, for sure. That's awesome. So you mentioned football. You played football in high school?
yes, I played football South Park when it was just South Park by itself. I played
Mm.
seventh grade year, then I went to GP, eighth grade and ninth grade year. Played football there, and then I went to Moody, back to Corpus, and then I played at Moody for the rest of my high school career. I played some semi-pro, but I had quit multiple times because you have to pay money to play. So I'm like, I don't. I'm just fresh out of high school. I can't pay. I can't pay anything. So
Yeah.
fresh out of high school, going to college, and working minimum wage, and I'm like, I can't pay for this stuff.
Yeah.
Um, but I love it. I love playing it. I love it. It's just been a passion of mine.
Yeah, for sure. So I imagine you got into the weight. I know you like weightlifting. Oh my gosh, I see some of your videos, bro.
Yeah, yeah.
Dude, we're talking, guys. If you're not familiar, this guy has like 45 pound plates on each side of the bar, or four of them at least. I'm like, dude, how much weight is that, man?
So well, the videos you're seeing, the recent ones, I want to say is about 4 plates each side. So that's 405 pounds. I squat. I try to. I don't know. A lot of people always come to me and ask me like how do you do that? I'm like, I honestly don't know. I think I'm gifted at squats. I'm gifted at lifting weights. Because I remember my first year, my freshman year, I had a friend of mine. He was like, maybe a 4-star recruit, and his dad was a referral player, and he was good back in the day. State championship and stuff like that. And he trained me at
Mm.
the YMCA, where now I work. And he said, "Oh, we're going to start lifting weights." I was like, "Okay, cool." So we started lifting weights. Whatever. I started off with the bar, like everyone else. So I started with the bar, and then literally every session, like the weight just kept going up. So my first year squatting, towards the end of the year, I squatted 300 pounds as a
Mm.
freshman. And then
Wow.
I remember my sophomore year, I went to Moody, and then they had this record board on the wall, and it had the squat record. It was like 550 pounds. I was like, oh, I'm gonna beat that one day. And then no one believed
Nice.
me. No one believed me. Like, you can't do it. I'm like, I promise you, I can do it. I know I can. And then I know that year I got 485 pounds my sophomore year, and then my junior year I got 505 pounds, and then my
Mm.
senior year, I was like, you know what? It's time to go to the record. So, about the I matched the record. I had the record matched on the squat, and my coach was like, no, just beat it. I was like, okay, all right. So I put additional 2.5s on the side, so now it's 555. So I
Mm.
squatted 555. I had a video of it. It's all the way down my Instagram, but I squatted 555, and then later that year we did max out again, and then I got 585 pounds. That's the most I ever squatted, 585 pounds. So
Dude, that's
I just love it. I don't know.
right.
It's,
Yeah, no, that's awesome, bro. Dude, for sure. And you gotta have a good form too. You can really hurt yourself for sure,
mm, mm.
especially at that amount of weight. And yeah, that's cool. So what's your frame like? How tall are you?
I'm really short. I'm really
Oh,
short.
okay, okay.
Everyone says you post pictures like you're tall, but I'm not. I'm like 5'2". So I'm like
Okay.
5'2". So I'm a pretty short guy. I was never. I think I wasn't built like the way I am now. I wasn't built the way I am because in high school, I was a lineman. I played varsity at my senior year. Started all my games my senior year as a lineman, and so doing that, I want to say I was like about almost 250 pounds at 5'2", frame. I was just a
Crazy.
big dude, and then my senior year, I was like, it's time to lose weight or whatever. I got down from 250 all the way to 185 pounds. But
Oh.
then, of course, since I got a fiance, girlfriend, that's when the happy weight came on. So I'm like, dang, it's your fault.
No, but you still. So even though that happened, you were still maintaining. You were still lifting weights.
Yes, yes,
Yeah,
yes.
that's yeah. So you could still be kind of big, but still have a lot. A lot of
Yeah,
strength.
yes, yes. I mean,
That's awesome, bro.
a lot of people look at me now. I mean, I don't seem that I'm not that big. I don't feel like I'm like fat or whatever. It's just
Mm.
that if it just filled up like very proportional all over. So, I mean,
Nice.
good. I like it. I mean, it doesn't bother me. So
So it's not just squats too. You're benching a lot too, bro.
honestly, bench that I'm not gifted at that one. That literally took years to get to where I'm at right now. Cause I
Yeah.
want to say I was benching maybe a 25 on each side. I wasn't able to bench a plate until I want to say my senior year, and
Wow.
then I just worked hard at it. I just kept putting the work in every single day and just try to
Mm.
become stronger progressively, and that's why I'm able to bench where I can now because it's just a lot of work. That's what something
Yeah.
people avoid is work. It's just you can't expect something and then don't put the work in. So
Yeah, I love that. I love that about your videos, man. Like you're just like, look, dude, if you want this, you have to do this to get
hmm
it. Like
hmm
it's like you could there's sacrifice that occurs uh for that to happen. So I mean, so can you speak on that a little bit? Like I mean, why do you think that? How did you come to that conclusion? Like, look, if you want this, you have to do this.
Honestly, I don't know. I feel like sometimes I speak for myself. I don't
Right.
speak for everybody. When I do those type of videos, I don't speak. I don't talk to the people who I'm doing the video for. I'm talking to myself sometimes. So sometimes I catch myself in the rut. I go look at my own videos and I'm like,
Mm,
dang, you know. But it's always for me. But honestly, I feel like when I speak about those things, I try to reach people as much as I can. It's just that because of my experiences in my life that overcome and that how what I've seen and done and what seeing sacrifices that my mom had made, taking the leap of faith and doing the work that she has now. Now she has a successful daycare business of her own, and it's
mm,
like it's just it's just all life experiences. That's all it is. That's why I am passionate about trying to make sure that people put the work in regards to anything that they want. Anybody can achieve it. It's just that you just have to just do everything it takes.
mhm. Yeah, and if you really want something, you gotta definitely work at it. Totally, man. You had to post something. I think it was excuse me. It was about like finances or something. Something about I don't know, paying off or something or other. But we're kind of on the same lines too. My wife and I, we don't
hmm
like debt. Or so,
hmm
is there any advice that you have on that? Are you working on toward some kind of like financial plan or something?
So right now, I mean, I'm young, and I was approached by a guy during my coaching when I was coaching. His name is Rick Moline. He's the people's barber or whatever, and he's very well known. He's wall professional, and he's very big on finances. And he's been teaching me about that. And my parents been great help with finances,
Hmm.
and it just a goal. The goal of mine is to not struggle as much as my mom had did before,
Oh,
because we never had. we was never made of money. We was like lower class or whatever. But we made everything work. It wasn't. I'm not saying it wasn't poor. It's just that we wasn't able to get everything that everyone had. But is that it's just something about me that I just want to have that security in my life, and to be able to not worry about, oh, I got to pay this bill, oh, I got to do this. I just do it. So that's my plan with finances, is to honestly to not worry about money, and to be able to get things what I want whenever I want, and will
Hmm.
not worry about the repercussions. About, oh man, I get this, and now I can't get this. I can't pay this bill. I don't want to
Right.
worry about that. Um, but I mean, my advice to people with finances, honestly, um, with that, I mean, everyone has a story. Everyone has a different size of opinion. I'm very,
Hmm.
understandable guy. Like, anybody can have a difference of opinion. Um, I'm a very open-minded person. It's just that with finances, I mean, what's important to you? It all comes down to priorities. What
Hmm.
you prioritize? Like, do you prioritize your monthly subscription over your bills? Do you prioritize um, going to get drinks at the bar with your friends, then getting groceries for your house? It's like what you prioritize. That's all it
Hmm.
comes down to. Just get your priorities set straight, and then maybe, or more than likely, you'll become financially free over time, as long as you keep doing that priorities straight and stuff like that.
It's interesting. It's almost like the decisions you make now will have an effect on your future financially.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure, man. Yeah. So, do you think that like owning a house is part of like financial, uh, I guess, like legacy? I guess you could say. You know what I mean? Like,
Hmm.
what's the importance of owning a house to you?
The importance of owning a house to me, honestly, despite my my dreams and goals or whatever, I feel like owning a house is great for an average person who's willing to stay wherever they're at for maybe more than 10 years. But
Right.
but my dreams and goals and desires are on coaching, collegiate professional level. I don't see
Hmm.
myself owning the house for a long time, and I
Yeah.
make
Yeah.
sure I stress that to my fiance. I'm like, I don't know if we could get a house pretty soon. We're gonna be moving a lot, and I
Mhm.
have to, like, we prepare for it. It's just that's just I have a tremendous amount of faith that I will make it far. I know I will. I'm not trying to
Mm.
be like a cocky person. I'm very confident in my abilities that God given me, and I mean, He will not give me a goal and a dream that I cannot
Mhm.
achieve. So that's why I'm very confident that I can do it.
Awesome, man. Yeah. So you're kind of young. It's like more like a lot of people are pressuring you into doing that. Because it seems like as soon as you graduate or whatever, you get a job or whatever, but
Mhm.
everybody's like, you need to get a house. You need to get a house. You know
Yeah,
what I mean? And you're
yeah,
kind of like, go ahead.
yeah. I mean, it's a lot of pressure sometimes for people, especially like older people, like older coworkers and older friends. Um, they will pressure you to do things like, oh, go have a. I mean, well, nowadays people don't like to have kids. They say, oh, wait to have kids, wait to get married, wait to do this. It's like, why I need to wait? It's like,
Hmm.
if I'm happy where I'm at and I'm young, I
Hmm.
can get married if I want to, because I'm
Right.
happy. I'm happy with the person I'm with. But a lot of people say, "Oh, wait till you're 30 to have kids. Wait till you do this. Oh, go get a house. Go have fun." I'm like, I'm having fun with the person who I love. Why?
Yeah,
Why?
man.
Like, it makes no sense. It's just that people like to push their own personal beliefs and opinions on you. I do. I want to talk about this one thing that struck me kind of a wrong way, because I proposed to my fiance, and then when I came back to work, I want to say maybe 2 weeks after the Christmas break, I was working with the school district at the time, and
Mhm.
she was like, some lady came up to us like, why you propose? You're young, you go have fun. I'm like, it's like, I don't know what they want. Like, it doesn't. That's why it's like, I could care less about any other's opinion. Um, I mean, it's great to have other people's opinion to make your own decisions, but I
Mm.
could care less about it. It's like
Yeah, man.
it's my life, it's not yours. I'm sorry you
Yeah, bro.
went through a hard time, but I'm not, and I'm enjoying it. So don't change it for me because of your own personal experiences and your own mistakes. I know I'm not making mistakes. My mom will let me know. I mean, God will let
Mm.
me know. So it's like
Mm.
I haven't got any sign that I'm making the wrong mistake. Ever since then, my mom's been supportive. Ever since I turned 18, that
Mm.
you can do anything you want as long as you put your mind to it. So that's all I've been doing.
Yeah, man. Good for you, bro. Good for you. Yeah, the naysayers are out there, bro, everywhere.
Yes.
When I first got married, shoot, man, probably I don't know how, maybe like 10 years ago or something. Anyway, my coworkers, dude, they were so negative. It was insane. They were like, "Oh, you're gonna get divorced." Like 3 or 4 guys would tell me that, dude, from work, and I'm just like, "Are you serious, bro?"
Hmm.
I couldn't
Yeah.
believe it, man. And I just saw how unhappy they were, and it's like, no, that's not me. you know?
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, like I have a friend of mine, and he said, "Oh, once you get married, that's like, that's the chain and link." I'm like, "No, it's not. Like, why are you
Mm,
making it seem like when you get married, like you just locked down? Of course, like you with that person for the rest of your life, but it's like I'm not locked down. I'm free still, even though I'm married. We're still
right.
having fun as a couple and stuff like that. And of course, there's gonna be a time and point where we're gonna start trying for kids." And he's like, "Oh, once
Hmm.
you have kids, that's it, you're done." I'm like, "No, I'm not. I can take my kids where I want. Like, I could take my kids on the dreams and desires I have for my life as well. As
Hmm.
if I like to work out, I'll take my kids to work out with me. I'll take my kids out for a walk. I'll be more active with them." Or he'll say, my friend will say like, "Oh, once you get old, you won't be able to lift all that weight and stuff like that." I'm like, "Well, that's not me. Like, yeah, I get it was that you used that point in your life as a younger person,
Hmm.
but you laid off. You laid off of it.
Right.
When you start working out at a certain point and you try to get back into it, of course, it's gonna start to hurt. But if you do it for a
Hmm.
consistent time, I mean, I've been doing this since I was 14. Now I'm 23,
Hmm.
so 10 years of working out, lifting weights. I mean, of
Yes, sir.
course, yeah, I know it will happen. There's gonna be bumps or whatever. It's gonna
Hmm.
happen. It's inevitable. But you
Right.
just gotta continue to keep working. You can't. This is a lifestyle thing. It's not something you do for a certain amount of time and then you stop.
Right.
So I mean, people's opinions. They're gonna say people's gonna say things. You just can't control
Yeah.
it. You gotta
Yeah,
check
man.
them out.
Yeah, and like in my journey, I feel like it feel like, okay. So my single years, yes, I feel like I got to a certain level, and then when I got married, I feel like it took me to another level because
Mhm.
it required more of me, more responsibility, more sacrifice, because it wasn't just about me. So I had to evolve and change as a person after being married, and I have. You know what I mean? I learned a lot of things about myself that I had to change, and then after getting married, after having kids, I feel like I went to another level, bro,
Mhm.
because I have 2 little human beings that I have to look after and provide for. So it's like I think that it helps uh, a person become better.
Mhm.
I guess like the next stage in their life. You know what I mean? Because you could
Mhm.
be single for so long, and then the next stage is marriage. Because I believe in God too. I believe God created an order. Get married, have kids. That's the order.
Mhm.
And I feel like nowadays orders, it's crazy. It's like mixed up. You know what I mean?
Yes.
People have kids first, and then they get married, and then sometimes they get married twice, and it's out of order. You know what I mean? And when there's a lot of people doing that, that's the advice that's out there. And for
Exactly.
people that are kind of trying to live those biblical principles,
Mhm.
it's like going against the grain almost.
Exactly. Yeah.
So yeah, it's more mad props to you, bro. Just keep at it, man. It's
Yeah.
awesome.
Of course. Thanks.
Yeah. So you're working on your kinesiology degree currently?
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm still in school. Um, I finished up my last 2 years at A&M Corpus in the fall. So I'm like right around the corner of graduating.
Mm.
Right around the corner. So,
Wow, bro.
but I mean, after I get my bachelor's in kinesiology, I do want to go back to school, get my master's, and get my doctorate for sure. It's just something I love. I love the study of the body,
Yeah.
nutrition. That's just me. I just fall in love with it ever since. high school when I was losing weight. I just fell in love with it. I did it all by myself. No one helped me.
Right.
The only person who helped me through anything was my mom. But other than that, no one helped me. I got advice to her. Just research, reading research papers, articles. I'm watching seminars. I'm watching YouTube videos from higher knowledge PhD experts and stuff like that.
Yeah,
So a
man.
lot of people like to come to me for advice. I'm like, oh yeah, you can do this, you can do that. But sometimes people do their own thing. But it's just kinesiology, to study the body, working out, exercise, and nutrition is a big passion of mine as well.
Wow, man. And so it seems like you have a good foot in the door because you work for the YMCA.
Yes, I am the sports director and the outreach director over here at the YMCA. So I'm doing working with kids. Like I feel like ever since I graduated, I've been working with kids. So it's gonna be 6 years working with the YMCA. So it's been six
Wow.
years since I graduated, 6 years with the YMCA, and I've been working here as just a regular staff, doing regular sports, and I did front desk, and I did child watch, I did maintenance, and then they hired me on as a director, sports director. So it's been going up ever since then.
That's cool. You started at the front desk. That's amazing to me.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
then childcare, and then maintenance, and then now you're wow. That's awesome, bro.
Yes.
That's pretty cool, man. So you like working with the kids, huh?
Yes, I love working with kids. I mean, kids
What do
are
you like about it?
oh, what I love about it, honestly, I love watching them grow up. That's the one thing I love to watch them grow up, and then some of these kids. I mean, they have dads and moms, healthy households, but they always come to me for anything, and that's what I
Mm,
love the most. And it's like I don't know you like that, and you to come to me for advice
mm,
or for anything, and for you to instill your trust into me means a lot. So
mm.
no, kids just always been a passion of mine. I guess ever since I started, little coaching little league football. Um, so I just love the kids. That's all. That's all it's for. It's for the kids.
Yeah. Yeah, man. It is a cool influence to have. Like I mean, just to be an influence on the kids and see them just light up, because they're innocent, bro. And it's like show them to be able to show them what you think believe is the right way. It's like fulfilling
Hmm.
because they have their whole life ahead of them.
Exactly.
Um,
Exactly.
yeah. So that's pretty cool, man. That's awesome. Matt, it seems like you're going to be working from all ages of people, because you want to get to the collegiate level.
Yes, of course. I mean, I'm not gonna say it's a long shot. It's just I think about it sometimes. Like, dang, I'm about to work with like adults. I'm about to
Yeah.
they have to listen to me. And then it's like
Mm.
I'm being 5'2", it doesn't help. So it's like where they gotta look down to the coach and have to look up to my players. I mean, right now I have to look up to these kids. These kids are tall. Oh my God, please, what are you doing, y'all?
Yeah.
But other than that, yeah, I mean, there's adults who come to me and I'm like, you don't know how much you inspire me. I'm like, what? You're a grown woman, grown man. You told me I'm inspiring you. I'm only 23. I mean,
Mm.
20, age from 18 to 23. People saying that, and it's like, it just means a lot. It means a lot.
Hmm.
I mean, I don't try to. I mean, it's just I feel like I'm gifted. That's a gift I have that I cannot control, and that's something I'm
Right.
called to do.
Yeah. So, are you a millennial?
I think I am. Yeah, I think I'm in the yeah. I'm
Yeah.
23. I think I should be a millennial. Yeah.
I'm asking because there's a stereotype with millennials, like, oh, they feel entitled. They're all like this. You know what I mean? But
Mm.
you're like not like that.
Yeah, I get that.
You know what I mean?
I know what you mean. I get that. I get that quite often. I don't know. So many people nowadays, like my age, they just feel like they're entitled to get more money. It's like, no, you don't. Like, you have to work for this. Like,
Right.
you got to start somewhere. I
Yes.
mean, it's just, I guess it's the way I was raised. And, seeing my
Yeah.
mom, she was a single parent. I mean, I had my father in my life, and then it didn't work for them both. And then my mom was a single parent, and then my stepdad, but he's not my stepdad. That's like my actual dad. I love him a lot.
Awesome,
Um,
bro.
but I've just seen that, and my mom instilling all this stuff into me, and the way how she raised us as an independent woman, and us to be independent. That's why I am the way I am. You have to
Mm.
work for what you want, you know.
Wow.
So I don't know. It's just the way I was raised.
Yeah, I was thinking that too because I feel like upbringing has a lot to do with how somebody turns out.
Hmm.
Uh, just because that's how you learn as a kid. I mean, if you learn like that as a kid, then you're gonna be like that.
Hmm.
Like I don't know, like successful football players can have somebody in their life that was a successful football player,
Exactly.
or somebody that's an awesome mechanic. Their
Hmm.
father could have been mechanic. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
So
Exactly.
I think that definitely has a part to play in somebody's success. As through life. And navigating through life.
Exactly.
It's awesome, man. Yeah. So yeah, I'm just reading your profile here on the YMCA, and it's pretty cool. So you're I'm trying to think of some other stuff to say. Is there anything you want to share by any chance?
Um, I do want to share that. I mean, I've been coaching, little league football ever since my brother joined. The
Hmm.
coach was like, "Oh, we need a coach. I'm the only coach here." Then my mom's like, "Oh, this is your chance. Go ahead and do it." And I was like, "Oh, okay." And ever since then, it's been the rest is history. I mean, um, all the years that I've been coaching, I went to Super Bowl. I think almost every year.
Wow.
Maybe 1 year I did not go to Super Bowl. I won two back-to-back Super Bowls. I went undefeated for one season. Um,
Hmm.
I mean, that's just accolades. I mean, I could care less about winning, and I could care less about Super Bowl and winning the Super Bowl or going to nationals in Florida. I don't care about those things. The only
Right.
thing I care about is these kids take whatever I taught them while I was coaching them, and they take it to their life. They take it at home. They take it to school.
Mm.
They take it to work. And I mean, I always tell the parents every time when I start coaching the year, I tell parents like if they misbehave at home or they misbehave at school, let me know. I'll discipline them. If they
Mm.
say yeah, let me know. I'll discipline them. I don't believe
Wow.
in yeah, I believe in yes sir, no sir, yes ma'am, no ma'am, yes. I believe in respect, and
Right.
if those kids don't learn something from me, I didn't do my job. As long as they learn something from me and they can take it to the work, take it to wherever they're going to work at, wherever they go to school at, or whatever they play at, I know I did my job. But
Mm.
if that doesn't happen, then I didn't do what I was called to do. So it's just something that I love, making sure that kids have this because I had that in my life. My mom taught me all of these things I'm teaching these kids. I had
Mhm.
father figures when I was who coached football to be, at South Park, at GP and Moody, who instilled those things into me and who I look up as father figures. And I have friends who I look up to, and I have my dad now who I look up to who taught me these things. So now it's like I'm able to teach these kids things as these coaches have taught me at a later age than them. Because these kids started at 6 years old playing little league football,
Mhm.
and I mean, it's always good to let them know how much they're valued, and it's always good to let them know that they're going to make mistakes, they're going to do things wrong, everything's not going to be perfect. If you tell
Mhm.
kids, oh, you got to be perfect every single time, that's all that kid's going to try to do. That kid's going to
Mm.
try to be perfect, and then when he's trying to be perfect and he messes up one thing, he's going to feel defeated, feel miserable.
Mm.
Really
Mm.
remind kids it's okay to mess up. That kid's gonna be like,
Right.
oh, it's fine. I can mess up, but I just have to do better next time. So it's just football is like so passion and coaching it's amazing. I love it.
Yeah, it's like it's like you're using it you like it you're using it as an avenue to teach kids more than just that.
Hmm.
That's amazing, like life lessons. And I feel like I've learned a lot of stuff in playing football too, as far as like being able to persevere and knowing what my body can actually take, both mentally and physically.
Hmm.
And that's a great point where like don't teach them to be perfect. Just teach them to continue to try, because if you teach them to be perfect, then sometimes it'll break their spirit to where they won't want to try anymore because they're afraid of failing. You know what I
Exactly.
mean? And we don't want that,
Hmm. Hmm. I mean,
right?
failure is part of life. It's supposed to be there. You're going to fail. I mean, all my videos on
Yes.
Instagram, I post, you're going to fail, work hard, you know, value your loved ones as while they're here. It's because I've seen it in my life and I've seen it in other people's lives. But you're going to fail. It's going to happen. You can't not expect to fail. I mean, I know I'm gonna fail as a coach. I know I'm gonna
Mm-hmm.
fail as a coworker. I'm going to, but
Mm-hmm.
it's what you do after that. It's
Right.
how you become after that. That's what dictates you. I want to say as a quote. I may mess it up. I mean, life is only 10% what happens to you, but 9% how you view it and what you do with that 10%.
Mm-hmm.
So whatever you do with that 10%, because life, you can't control everything in your life. If you
Mm-hmm.
can't control whatever happens to your life, then that 90% you have to do whatever it takes, whatever it means to you to overcome it, and how
Mm-hmm.
to perceive. Your perception is reality. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so it's like, I mean, there's two different type of people. There's one person who will say, "Oh man, I failed my test. I'm mad, upset." And then another person who failed a test. "Oh man, I failed. That means I need to study next time. I need to do better next time." That's two different people. Which
Mm-hmm.
person will make it more in life? The one who's moping about that they fail, or the one who's okay that they fail, but they know they need to work harder?
Mm-hmm.
I believe the person who wants to work harder and to pass next time is going to be a person who will be more successful in life. You
Yes,
cannot,
sir.
you can't be successful in life, but then yet be just drag and cry. And I mean, shoot, everybody has a sad story. It's what you gonna do about it. Everybody
Mm-hmm.
has a sad story. It's like I can say, "Oh, I grew up while a dad. I'm gonna go ahead and deal drugs, and I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna do that. I
Mm-hmm.
don't care about my life." But then there's
Right.
another part of me, "Oh, I didn't grow up with a dad, but I'm gonna be that dad that I didn't have to my kids.
Right.
And I'm gonna be that dad or that father figure to those kids who I coach because I didn't have that." It's two
Mm.
different people. It's just how you choose to do it. A lot of people
Right.
have that story, so that's why when people have a sad story, I'm like, well, then what you gonna do about it? What are you gonna do
Mm.
about it? Simple fact. So.
Yeah, man. Yeah, that's awesome. And it's amazing to me how as humans we're kind of wired to know that.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Like I had a person on the podcast and she had a problem with like addiction to pills and stuff, right?
Mhm.
And she knew that she was using certain events in her life as a crutch to do those things. So it's amazing that she knew that at, and she was still continuing to do it,
Mhm.
and as opposed to somebody that say like that doesn't do that, but they're aware, but they know they need to make the change and they make the change.
Mhm.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? That it's a decision.
Yeah, it's all decision. It's just what you decide. I mean, it's in the Bible. The Bible it's right there. It's all plain in sight.
Mm,
God already died for you. He died for your sins. It's your decision if you want to believe
mm,
him or not. It's your
right.
decision. Everyone
Yeah.
makes a decision. I mean, you can make the wrong decision, but you know that you didn't make the right decision.
Mm,
Like you know that, but you
mm,
decided that. You can't blame others because you made the wrong decision. That's
yeah.
yourself to blame.
That's interesting. So do you read the Bible, or
Um,
you just
to be
mentioned
honest
it?
with you, I'm not a big avid Bible reader, but I mean, I'll
Mm,
read like excerpts from it here
mm,
and there. I mean, I go to church pretty often on Sundays. I go to church limited, but I mean, I try to stay in the Word of the Bible. I need to do it more. I know I do. See, it's like I know I need to, but it's just got.
yeah.
But um, I like to read it. I mean, it gives me a lot of peace, sense of peace and comfort when I do
Mm,
that. So
yeah.
I mean, it happens like where I'm just overwhelmed. If I just read the Bible, just like just breathe, I'm like a fool.
Yeah,
So,
definitely. I like. I read Proverbs more than anything inside that book.
mhm,
Which I don't know. Maybe I should read other parts of it. But Proverbs
mhm.
is really packed, full of wisdom, life
Yes,
skills, life
yes,
wisdom. I love that. I can say that I can probably say that I read from Proverbs at least like 3 times out of the week, because
hmm
you know how you have 31 chapters,
Yeah.
whatever, and you read one, the like today's the seventh or whatever. I read the seventh chapter.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah. I know what you mean. Yeah.
yeah.
Uh,
So yeah, that man, I call it Jewish wisdom. That Jewish wisdom
mhm,
is good for life. You know what I mean? And
mhm,
some people choose to follow it. Some people don't choose not to follow it. You know what I mean? Some people have negative thoughts toward church and stuff like that. And do you ever get that? Do you ever get that from people? Like, because you say you go to church and stuff. Do
mhm.
people ever like think that you're a certain way because you say that you go to church or whatever?
No, I mean,
Mm,
to my knowledge, no. I don't think people. I don't think so. I know
mm,
that I had a debate with one of my friends on Facebook. She's not a big believer,
mm,
and I just talked to her, and like I said, I'm a very open minded person, so I could see both sides of the story. And
mm,
she went through so much in life, and she's like, how can God be real? And then all this happened, and then it's like it's not God.
mm,
That's the thing. A lot of people like to blame God when things happen bad, but it's like God doesn't allow it.
mm,
Sometimes the devil works too. The devil was an angel too.
mm,
Um, so it's just I don't know. I mean, Christianity. I mean, a big part of my life for sure.
mm,
Um, but I was never. I never got saved until I was, I want to say, 13. 13, I
mm,
got saved. So I mean, since then, I mean, that chunk 13 and younger. I mean, I didn't know. I didn't. I mean, I knew there was a God, but I wasn't very heavily involved. I mean,
mm.
I still went to church on Sundays and stuff like that. But 13, that's when I was like, oh, okay, this is real. I
So what do
really
you?
like to Christ.
Yeah, what is that? So what does that mean? Saved.
So saved. All right. So basically, you have to confess with your mouth and believe with your heart that that Jesus died on the cross for your sins, and you will get
Mm,
the ticket to heaven. That's
mm,
the point of being saved. Um, so I mean, I go to church limits, so they try to take as many people to heaven as they can before they die. Period. So
mm,
that's our the church model. That's their presence. That's their calling to do. Try to take as many people to heaven. It's really not hard to get saved, but a lot of people don't like to do it because they don't believe in it, and they just feel like it's too good to be true. But it's
mm.
really that is true. It's in the Bible. It says in the Bible, just confess
Right.
with your mouth, believe with your heart, and you'll be saved.
Right. That's interesting, bro. Yeah. Yeah. Uh, some people may think like, well, be saved from what? You know what I mean? They may have
Mhm.
questions like, well, I mean, what's wrong with me? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And then when we're approached with that, it's like, there's nothing wrong with me. You know what I mean? Some people could
yeah,
be kind of like I guess arrogant and think they can do no wrong,
hmm
and when they see that that they have to accept Jesus or God, then it's like, no, for what? You know what I mean? So anyway, it's pretty
hmm
cool that you're talking about that on the open.
yeah, of
Uh,
course.
yeah, man, that's awesome, bro. So, so did you? So your mom? I guess your mom helped, kind of guided you in that way. Was she like a Christian?
Yeah, my mom's a Christian. She's a heavy Christian.
Oh
Uh,
yeah.
my mom, I mean, my mom's a praying mom. My
Mhm.
grandma, I mean, it all starts off with my grandma. My grandma, I mean, she prays like if you want, like
Right.
we go out of town pretty often, and then we go see my family in New Orleans.
Yeah.
My grandma prays every morning on her knees in the living room on the couch
Wow.
every day,
Yeah.
and it's my grandma prays for everybody, her grandchildren, everybody. Like that.
Right.
We have a praying family, and my
Mm.
mom has that. She's a praying mom. She prays every single day, no matter what
Yeah.
the situation may be, and then it just feeds on. It just bleeds everywhere, and it's very it's like a wildfire. It's gonna spread. It's a positive thing, which I like. I'm
Yeah.
glad my family is like that.
Yeah. It's like it goes back to upbringing, man. Like your grandparents were like that. Your mom learned that from them, and you learned that from her. And
Mhm.
it's almost like the way they lived was like biblically sound or base.
Mhm.
And when that is kind of like an underroot, it seems like that people will, for the most part, grow up, good, successful, like have morals and ethics, to them.
Mhm.
So that's pretty cool, man. So your grandparents are from New Orleans? Are their parents from New Orleans?
Yeah, everybody's my whole family is based in New Orleans.
Wow,
Well,
bro, that's awesome.
yeah, so we're all based
Yeah.
in New Orleans.
I visited New Orleans probably like 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Man, awesome culture. It's crazy. I saw the levees. We got on one of the steamboats, and I saw the levee and the town underneath. That is so crazy, dude.
Mm-hmm.
And then we saw the like the house or whatever. We went down that road right there where they had those. I don't know what you call them. Uh, but anyway, that culture was actually there so long ago. It's so to think
Mm-hmm.
about that, and to have like maybe probably possibly your ancestors that were involved in that,
Mm-hmm.
and it makes me think about like how much they, uh, believed in God and the Bible and all that stuff at that time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Do you ever think about that stuff?
I think about it. I'm like, I wonder who my ancestors are. Like, are they French people or
Mm,
Nigerian? Where they're from? How they originate? Like, why we here? Like, it's
yeah.
just I think about that sometimes too. It's like, who it started from?
Mm,
Who's the person who started
yeah.
that ancestors thing,
Yeah.
wherever it was based at. So I don't know. I think about a lot.
Yeah.
It give me a deep thought sometimes.
Yeah, and then you go back, and then you have to trace it back to the Bible because the Bible's true, right? And you have to trace it back all the way to Adam and Eve.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? And then I guess nations got separated, and they just kind of filled the land. And I don't know, man. I could talk about God and all that stuff for a long time.
Yeah, me too. I love
Pretty
it.
cool. Well, is there anything else you want to share? Fitness.
Other than that, there's really nothing much I can share because I feel like I share quite a bit. I don't
Yeah.
mind sharing
Awesome.
more. I don't mind sharing. But other than that, as long as you want to, anybody, whoever listening to this or watching this, if you want to achieve something, you have to work for it. And you
Mm,
taking this from a 23-year-old who, and you probably ordered a mean, and you're like, why am I listening to this person? And it's
mm,
like, anybody can say that. I
right.
mean, I feel like God speaks through me to anybody.
Mm,
Some majority of the time in my life, and sometimes you just have to just go with it. And so I feel like God's a big part of my life. My mom's a big part of it, and my dad is. They made me who I am, and so for me to instill that into you that you can do anything you want as long as you set your mind to it and work at it. You can achieve anything possible.
mm,
No weapon form, no weapon formed against you should be used on you with the power of God that He has for your life. As long as you believe in that, and if you want to be saved, you just have to confess with your mouth and believe with your heart,
mm,
and you will be saved. And saved, all it means that you will have that ticket to heaven. You're saved by the grace of God, by the
mm,
the shed of His blood for your life.
mm.
So sorry if I'm all over the place, but it's just that
It's all good, bro.
it's just a part of my life that I make sure that everyone gets what they want,
Mm.
unless they want it and want to work for it.
Yes, sir. That's good stuff. Excellent, man. We appreciate the advice. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
no problem, man.
Yeah, man. Well, I appreciate you coming on the show, LeRon.
I
LeRon, right?
appreciate it. Yes, yes, you said it right. Everyone
Yeah,
calls me coach. A lot of people call me coach speaks or coach speaks.
coach. Yeah,
Um,
cool.
Everybody calls me all the time. My teachers would call me that in high school. Oh,
Yeah.
what's up, coach? I'm like, dang, I'm only in high school. But
Well, already calling you coach in high school.
yeah, there was already calling me coach in high school as a senior. So everyone calls
Mm,
me coach now. So
amazing, bro. Yeah. We appreciate you having you on, man. And yeah, thanks again. So, how do we find you online?
so everything's basic. I'm very very simple. I'm not those different hashtag type of guys. So my Instagram's Lirone Speaks. My Facebook Lirone Speaks. Twitter Lirone Speaks.
Mm,
You can follow me, message me if you need any advice or help. I'm like quick to respond to anything.
awesome.
If you're looking for a gym, come to YMCA, of course. Great gym. We do offer financial assistance. Sign up for kids for our youth programs and get your kids involved in their school, get them government. I'll work with them as well. So, but that's about it. Yeah.
Awesome, man. Okay, you guys check them out. I'll leave links in the description. So, all right, LeRon, I'm gonna say goodbye, man. You have a good day.
You too. You be careful, man. I appreciate it.
Oh, happy Mother's Day to mom.
Thank you. Yes, I'll tell her.
Okay, bye.
All right. Bye.
All right, y'all. That was Lirone Speaks. You can find them. I'll leave links in the description below, where you can find them online. If you want to support this podcast, check out the merch at corpuschristioriginals.com. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and appreciate y'all. Bye.